Hello, my name is Guillaume Carl, and I'm the National Grand Chief of the Confederation of Aboriginal People of Canada. The reason I'm doing this special recording is because we are in court. We have, it is our wish, and it was voted by the United Nations on September 2007 of our rights to govern ourselves. Canada has been against that fact from 2007 to 2016. And I've written 48 correspondence all over the place. And I can tell you now that from the 15th of May 2016, the government of Canada has come to realize that it is the people that are responsible for who they are to make their decisions. We are not Canadians. We are Canadian Aboriginals. We've been raised, and we have two ways of proving that we have that. Way number one would be a DNA study of who we are, personality, and it's done with a swab, and it tells exactly how many blood quantum do you have that's Aboriginal, that's Native. Or we have the other part where we go to the National Archives and we dig out some paperwork to show that you are descendants of Aboriginal people, but you are unable to prove to the people how much blood you have that would be really who you are inside. But it's also welcomed by the Confederation. So you have the DNA study, and you have the study of the fact that you're descendants of whom they are. But that does not mean that Canada is allowed to challenge who you are, because it does not belong to them. Because when Canada arrived here, there was Indians, and there was not reserves before 1875. In 1867, they have created a foreign government that we don't belong to, that now wants to tax us, wants to continue stealing our properties, and so on. And now the people know that we are in court, and we have a court procedure that is in the vicinity of $930 million against the government of Canada and against Radio Canada, CBC, TVA, and so on. So it's not directly against Canada, but the government of Canada is the one that's supplying the money for those CBC and so on. And the people now ask me, they said, we need to understand exactly where we're going. So where we're going is, on the 7th of September 2007, there was a resolution that was passed at the United Nations. And this resolution is a resolution that was voted, and it's called the United Nations Resolution on Aboriginal People's Rights. And the rights have 13 pages, and it's beyond the ability of the government of Canada to start to try to control who we are, how we are, and what we want to do, and where we want to go. They can do that for Canada of the other people except the Native people, which we are. But some people are wondering what is going on, because Canada has created in 1867, the first reserve in Maniwaki was created. But it does not mean that they've created Indians, because Indians existed way before they even arrived. So the fact that we have our own rights, our own way of business, the way that is not in any way, shape, or form recognized or not by Canada, because Canada governs other people else than Indians. The only people that they do represent would be the Indians that had decided to go live on a reserve, which did not exist way before them. And the fact is the people that live on a reserve are paid by the government of Canada to be there to do nothing, and that's not the real way of Indians. So since we are in court to gain basically what Canada's already accepted, it is now time that we prove to Canada that 400 years ago there should have been a war regarding our rights, and the Indians at that time did not believe that Canada would be successful at what they were doing, and they did not. In 1613, they just said that there was a two-row wampum belt, which is our agreement and their agreement. They do what they want and we do what we want, and to never interfere one another. So now, as the person that's representing the people for now, I welcome you to come on the 25th and the 26th of June to prove and to show unanimity between the Aboriginal people to gather themselves. It does not matter if you come from Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, so on. It just matters that you are part of the recognition of this thing, and it is not the government of Canada that can say that you are Aboriginal or not. It's our role to do so, which we've been doing now since 2005 as a confederation. It is my pleasure to have presented to you the fact that we are in court. It's in Hull, and you can call me on my cell if you need to speak to me, 613-795-8262. I want to take this opportunity to wish you a happy 2020, because 2019 was a bit hard to go through, I gotta tell you. But nevertheless, we don't back up, we move ahead, and the fact is, we have to be proud of who we are, because if we're not, we will be assimilated by the non-Aboriginal people, changing the way you really are. And you know, one thing I didn't say in French, through life, you don't bring the money, you don't bring the car, you don't bring your house, you just bring what you did good and bad. And that's what makes us different. So I want to wish you a good 2020, and I'm waiting for your call if you need to talk to me. But I do need to tell you that I want to see you on June the 25th and 26th in Hull at the court. Thank you very much and have a good day.